One of the biggest benefits of owning shares of stock or owning a company or sharing in the profits from the company. And the way a corporation does that is they give you dividends. So they'll give you money for each share that you own or each chunk of the company that you own. They'll pay you money, and that's called a dividend. In our example over here, you own 100 shares of General Motors, and the price range from a low of $49.75 to a high of $57.97. The annual dividend is $1.10 per share. So what is your total dividend for the year? Well, if we get paid $1.10 for every share, and we have 100 shares, and I'm just following along here, right? Dividend amount times the number of shares, so $1.10 times 100 shares. What we would get is we would earn a dividend by owning these shares of $110 per year. Not too bad. Now, the second thing is one way to kind of track how much a dividend a company pays is looking at the yield. And the yield is basically just the amount that you are paid in a dividend in comparison to the cost of each share to figure out which companies pay a lot of profits and which companies don't pay a lot of profits. So we want to look at the highest and the lowest yield during the year. So if we earned $1.10 per share, that's the annual dividend per share. So $1.10 each. And at one point, the shares were as low as $49.75. We would divide it by $49.75, and it would tell us what our yield was for the year when the share price was at its low point, and that would be 0.0221, which turns into 2.21%. So the yield was 2.21% when it was when the share price was at its lowest. When the share price is at its highest for the year, it was $1.10 per share, and it was up to $57.97 per share, and that means that the yield got as low as 0.0189, which translates to 1.89%. So this was the highest the yield percentage got for the year, and this was the lowest. And again, that's just a way to kind of monitor, is a company sharing a lot of profits or is a company not?